Good night, fellow punchers. The clock on the wall is 11 on Wednesday night, back with a couple for tomorrow. I said I'd shove it on now into the oven rather than do it in the morning because it takes a few minutes to get it set up. I was back from Athboy in the afternoon, done a couple of stops on the way, and Longford and what other town? Delvin. Put into Delvin. I'd actually had an ice cream in Delvin. I didn't stop in Delvin for a good while. I stopped there at the castle, just to have a peep to see would it be interesting to bring people again if I was passing that route. Got home, done a couple of things, but bad night. No walking of the dogs. Piss and rain out there altogether. Just no summer at all. It's shocking altogether. People wanted to go on holidays next week. A lot of builders' holidays now for the next week and the week after. Nowhere to go. I hope it's Midland for Galway. That's Monday week. We had two running today. Taylorman. Thought to be an improvement with Oisin Murphy in the saddle, but I'm afraid there wasn't. I was a bit disappointed with the way he rode him. He belted him out there, and well, maybe it was the horse that didn't settle, but you'd imagine he'd be able to get the horse settled. Ran out of petrol coming around the turn for home. That's all she wrote. The other one, a bit inexperienced, didn't go through the gap coming up the stretch in Killarney when it was there for it to go, and it finished third all right, so a bit of profit on that. There was a bit of a Rule 4 all right, but it was 8-1 this morning. A bit of profit on that and a bit of a loss on the other. I mentioned a couple that won. I had tipped up Chutspal the last time, and there was a good gamble on it as well this evening. That was 9-2 this morning. I went off 2-1 or 15-8 for Henry de Bromhead. He has improved it since it moved yards. And there was the other one. I was narrowed it down to 2 today, and the forecast didn't come in anyway. It was Fav and Kisson in the back row. Someone put up who it was, and the other one was Shakespeare. Actually, I think I'd read the first chapter of that book, but in fourth year before I jacked in school, long time ago. Anyway, on to tomorrow. It's not great stuff for a Thursday. You'd imagine it should be better. Killarney is a minefield because I don't know what's going to happen with the ground. There'll be a lot of non-runners possibly. I don't know. There's a ladies' derby tomorrow, and I've seen an angle, just an each-way angle on the top weight. Roost. Serena Brotherton riding for Ray Beckett. Now she's 1 for 1. For the trainer. There was a race in York there a few weeks ago, and she won it on Lord Melbourne for the trainer. And the only time this horse has won, actually, it was a woman jockey. So maybe they get a bit extra out of him. This was in Fosslas on good to soft ground, so the ground will be okay and the trip will be okay. We had a horse in this that was doing us a good turn the other night, Surrey Bell. And it beat 10-11, an odds-on shot.
As Lady Excalibur Roost on the outside in front of Supposed to Be, and Havana Zam has dropped away tamely. 2.5 furlongs from home, Blinded by the Lights is in front now from Surrey Bell. Roost has moved into third in front of Byzantine Empire. They're clearing away from Lady Excalibur and Supposed to Be, and Havana Zam eased down, is tailed off. Blinded by the Lights edging towards the stand side. inside. Roost now emerges as the danger. Surrey Bell keeping on at the one pace in third. Roost hits the front inside the final furlong, and Roost will get home in front. Roost beats Blinded by the Light.
Laura Pearson in the saddle that day. 3 runs this year. The first was at 1.5 miles on soft ground. It was 8th of 14, beating 8 lengths. Then the Upton trip, but I think the ground was against it. It was 6th of 6 to single, beating 20 lengths. And then the last day, we came across it. We were on the winner, Mountain Road. But I think weakened in the final for it. Didn't stay the 2 mile. Back to 1.5 miles. There's always a worry about a horse going to Epsom, but the jockey is fairly good. It's a nice price there. Some of them are paying 4 places, I see. Each way bet on that. There is a race before that. It's class 4. Good to soft in Hamilton. A horse we came across lately as well. Pisanello. It was in Hamilton, and it was the day that we had Aragon Castle and James Henry had the forecast that day. That was in a class 2. And when we look at the race here, it was out of position. Now, it has come from the back, but it's rated now, 87. But it won in Hamilton before last July on 86. So it's only a pound higher, and won off 83. So it likes the track. Where are we here? Hamilton. That's it at the back here. So it made up a lot of ground.
Wonky. James McHenry, Dutch decoy trying to
This
close
is the winner
on the
in
right.
front.
Chuzzlewit and Londoner behind them.
James
Expert
McHenry.
choice being
This is
stoked up by
Pisanello.
Hardy. Then Hiramichi and Pisanello as Aragon Castle has found a bit extra. A furlong and a half from home leads by a length to James McHenry. Back in third, Dutch decoy, Bubbles Wonky. Far side trying to keep on his Londoner. Then Pisanello into the closing stages. Aragon Castle still there. Still finding for Buick. James McHenry in second. Trying to close, but he's running around under pressure. And Aragon Castle will make all to win the Almada Mile. In second position was James McHenry. Pisanello closed from the back to be third. Then
Closed from the back to be third. So hopefully it closes from the back tomorrow to be first. Danny Tudd in the bike tomorrow for Dave O'Meara. It's 11 to 4. Danger is Moon Spirit. It won well enough the last day, and it's not that overly raced either. 4-year-old filly George Bowie. One in Beverley. It's good 7th to Doha in the Ascot before that. We'll go with the horse that likes it, likes the track. Tomorrow the best race, there's a Group 3 race, the Meld Stakes. It's in the Cora, or in Leopardstown. The Fav, the bit of money for it there is Diego Velazquez. Down in class is, this is a listed affair. Won a maiden first time out, then ran in a Group 2, won it in Leopardstown. Heavy ground, balked it a bit in Doncaster. Then it was in 2 Group 1s in France. It was in the French Derby actually, behind Luke de Vega. The up to then and trip fell out the back of the television altogether. Didn't stay at all. The day it was 4th in France. It was closing at a mile, so 9 furlongs should suit it big time. This was won last year by Self Belief, and I think Self Belief has a right chance of being, if Diego Velazquez wins, I think this could be second. Even though Charawa beat it by 3 lengths, but it has a £5 pull. it was its first run of the season. It was carrying 9.12 as opposed to 9.4. Last year, when it won this race, it had only one run as well, and it was in that same race, the International Stakes, which was 5th of 5 to Mashur, beating 22 lengths. Now this year, it had a run here before the same race when it was 5th of 8. That bolster race 106 was they came over from England, was just in front of it. So I think that's a bet angle that probably could have the win bet on Diego to show that he's rated at 111. If he doesn't win that tomorrow, he's goosed. It's for the year. But without $74.15 it opened up 5-2. Tara was the 2-1 favourite. With self-belief, without the two of them, 13-5. Without Diego, 5-1. I think that's the angle in that race. That I think that will be second or third at worst. I'm hoping. Anyway, trying to get this into the oven and get to bed. Bash the bookies over and out.